Alright, guys, it's 27th day of me reading for you and you listening to me, and we're gonna continue with chapter 8 of the book I'm reading, and it's called A Conversation. It was sunset as Elle walked up to the shower block. There was no sign of life at the Wanderer. It was it was all quiet. Where they are, thought Ella. In the shower she let the warm water flow over her. It was good to wash the red dust away. She shut her eyes. She could hear someone talking. She couldn't hear properly, but it sounded like the Hoggans. What were they saying? She turned off the shower and stood there listening. She was right. It was them. She looked up. There was a space between the top of the wall and the metal roof. The voices were coming from outside. Quickly, she grabbed her gown and put it on. She opened the shower door and ran to the outside door. She listened. She couldn't hear anything. Outside, she ran across the front of the building and down one side. Near the corner, she stopped. She could hear them again now. They seems to they seemed to be arguing. Ella took a chance and looked around the corner for a moment. Trish and Bob had their backs to her. They were cleaning something using water from the tap, pulling back out of the side. Again, Ella listened. Could you get anything bigger? Complained Trish. No, I told you. They weren't bidding today. This place is making me crazy, she continued. I've got a bad feeling about this job. We should get out of here. Bob's voice was low, but he sounded determined. I told you, another 24 hours? That's all we need. She'll tell us. Ella was listening so carefully that she didn't realize for a moment that the voices were getting closer. By the time she did, it was too late to run. Well, I hope you're right, said Trish as as she and Bob came around the corner. Suddenly Ella was face to face with them. She saw the knife in Bob's hand. "Oh, our little friend," said Trish. She was crying some dead fish. She was carrying some dead fish on a piece of newspaper. "I was having going to the shower," Ella said. She turned and hurried to the front of the building and went back inside. She ran into the shower and closed the door behind her. She was trembling. Wednesday 15th night. Dear Diary, now I'm sure I'm right. I went to see Dora today and she has a pearl necklace worth 10 10,000 10,000. I think the Hogan wanted to steal it, and I heard them talking today. Trish is nervous about something, and Bob said she would tell them something soon. I think she is Jenny. They've got her hidden somewhere. I'm not going to school tomorrow. Dad's work Dad's working and Mom's seeing someone about a job. I'll pay Eddie to stay quiet, and if I get a chance, I'll follow the Hollins. Ella rolled over in her bed and opened her eyes. It was still dark. Something had woken her. She lay there listening. There were whispered voices. She looked at her watch. It was 4:05. She sat up. The sound was coming from just outside the window beside her bed. She got up onto her knees and carefully lifted the curtain about half a centimeter at the edge of the window. The two people outside were only shadows in the dark, but Ella didn't need to see them. She put her ear to the curtain and listened. Trish was talking. "I was telling you, Bob, we can't wait any longer." "And I'm telling you," said Bob, "we'll try one more time. Get some food. We'll do it now." Ella heard them walk away. Quickly, she grabbed her dressing gown and pushed her feet into the shoes beside her bed. This was her chance. She was sure they were going to see Jenny. She stood up. Eddie was still fast asleep on the bed above her. Putting her dressing gown on, she crept towards the door of the caravan. There was no sound from her parents at the other end. Suddenly, her feet touched something soft on the floor. She bent down. It was mother bag. What was her mother bag? She reached inside and fell around until she found her mother's phone, mobile phone. Just in case I need it, she thought. She put it in the pocket of her gown and crept to the door. Slowly she turned the door and handled the push and the door handle and pushed the door open. She crept down the steps and shut the door behind her. She could hear some noise from the other side of the wanderer. She ran to the end of the caravan and listened. They were getting in the car. They were going on the in the car. She hadn't thought about that. How stupid she was. How was she going to follow them in the car? But she had to do something, and she had to do it now. She looked around her. In the darkness, she suddenly saw a shape of something next to the caravan. It was Eddie's new bike. He's not going to like this. He's not going to like this, she thought. She said, then she jumped as she heard the Hogan's car start. She grabbed the bike. "I will be back before Eddie wakes up," she thought. "He won't even know." Ella waited until she heard the car slowly moving down the road. Then she jumped on the bike and started to follow. But as soon as wheels began to turn, the lights Eddie had added on the front of the bike began to flash and off. Red, blue, green, yellow. The colors cut into the darkness. Ella quickly put a foot on the ground and stopped the bike. She couldn't follow. The Hogans lit up like the Christmas tree. She grabbed the lights and pulled them hard. They came away from the bike. "Eddie's going to kill me," she thought. But she threw the lights on the ground and started to ride again. She had to catch up with the Hogans before they got to the main road, or she might lose them. She turned a corner and saw them. They were going very slowly and quietly past all the caravans. She watched as they turned onto the main road along the coast, and then she followed. They went faster now. She wondered how far they were going to drive and if she could keep up with them. As the red as the red tail lights of the car disappeared into the distance, Ella had to ride faster and faster. Alright guys, thank you for listening to me. See you tomorrow. Bye.